The SADC ministerial meeting will meet in Pretoria. International Relations and Cooperation Minister Naledi Pandor is expected to chair the meeting. International reporter Khayelihle Khumalo caught up with Ambassador Ndumiso Ntshinga, who is Deputy Director General for Africa at Dirco.
Well, indeed, the issue of terrorism is a major concern for SADC region. So hence, you have this ministerial meeting where they're looking at the current situation in Mozambique. We do know that the SADC mission has been deployed since July last year, and they've really been making quite significant progress. So the ministers will be looking at a number of issues in terms of stabilizing Cabo Delgado. Joining us now is Ambassador Ntshinga from Dirco. Ambassador, obviously the issue of Cabo Delgado has always been a major concern for the region. So once again, the ministers are meeting. But tell us about the importance of this meeting in the context of making sure that the region is dealing decisively with terrorism.
Well, the ministers in their wisdom have decided to meet periodically, to do a review periodically, and not leave it like from summit to summit, but to meet, constantly do periodical reviews and seeing to it that the gaps that are there are attended to, the weaknesses that are there are attended to, and even our strengths to be reinforced. So it is in that context that the ministers are meeting today to look at the report from SAMIM, that is the SADC contingent that is deployed in Mozambique. They'll be looking at that report, which is critically looking at all the issues that needs to be done, what still needs to be done, where are the gaps, and of course, above it all, the positive gains that we have recorded only in this past few months, recorded quite significant positive gains. The land that we have managed to reclaim, the areas that we have reclaimed and all that, so to an extent that now we are also now talking about how then do we administer those areas that we have reclaimed. That's how well the progress has been recorded. That if we are now talking about administration, if we are now talking about creating the administration, creating conditions for people to return, creating sustainable projects for people to eat, empowering the people to make their own living and all that. That shows you the amount of progress that we have made in areas that were unthinkable yesterday. Now people are beginning to return to those areas, and of course we still have to provide them with security. Now, if you provide them with security, it means extra requirements on you as other countries, because then you must bring in more soldiers to secure these people until the situation has been stabilized completely.
And just looking at the reconstruction process, Ambassador, I know at some point there was a proposal around the summit to fundraise for that part of Mozambique. How far are we in terms of making sure that now, as we rebuild, as the people are returning after they were displaced by the terrorist, normalization becomes really an issue that is really existing there?
Well, I don't know whether that decision was made public at the last summit of SADC, that we are planning to have a conference on Mozambique to raise funds, to raise investors, to raise funds for people to invest there, for the reconstruction of that place. And that conference that we're planning, it will also be what we call the private sector together with government, not only of the region, but from all over the world. So that the key issue is that if those people don't get something to eat, they don't get peace dividends, which peace dividends is the ability for you to make a living for yourself, to feed your children, send your children to school. Then we are creating a fault line for that terrorism to return. So we're very, very much aware of the fact that no fault line should be created. That as soon as these terrorists are out, that place, there must be so much economic development that whatever remnants are there don't find joy in getting people to join them.
And just before I let you go, Ambassador, the term of the Samim will end sometime in April. Is the issue of the period or their term, is it going to be discussed by the ministers as they meet today?
No, they were in the previous summit where we discussed the term. It was agreed that it was going to be from January to April, and then from April to July. So we're still within the term, and that was agreed to. That it was going to be 3 months. Up to April, and then to be another 3 months up to July. So already there is that agreement, and no one is in a hurry to say we must leave. Yeah, because as you know, as much as you know, everybody knows that we are particularly concerned because this is our doorstep. Because anything can spill over to us, and we don't want that happening. So the best way of doing that is to crush the terrorism as much as you can, so that it doesn't have a chance of spilling over.
Especially, Ambassador, because that's part of Mozambique. That's where you have the massive amount of gas, and we saw the disruption of the economic activities. I would imagine, hence this particular focus.
Well, it very well be. It could very well be that we have this focus precisely because of that, you know. And then you go to the ordinary people. You say to them, look. You look at the found gas, where is it going to? It's going to whatever. We're not getting anything, and we're still hungry and all that. And then already you ignite a problem. You start a fire, you ignite a fire and all that. So it is quite possible that in all what we are doing, peace dividends must be ingrained in all what we are doing. There must be a peace dividend.
All right, Ambassador Ntshinga, thank you so much indeed, sir, for your time. Of course, quite a lot of expectations here in Pretoria, the issue of terrorism in Mozambique, and most importantly, like the ambassador just alluded, around the economic activities in Cabo Delgado, and coincidentally, that's where Mozambican President Filipe Nyusi is from. Khayelihle, Khumalo, SABC News.